Kung Fu Panda 2 is way more beloved than I expected. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, but I didn't think everyone would vote for it as the greatest movie of all time. So I think it's about time I did a review on it. Let's start with the plot, shall we? The prologue begins by telling us the tragedy of Darth Shen the Wise. His parents, the king and queen of Gongmen City, have invented fireworks, but Shen saw the potential for great power. His parents, being greatly troubled, sought out a soothsayer who prophesied that if Shen continued down this dark path, he would be destroyed by a warrior of black and white. Shen, hearing this, tries to prove the prophecy wrong by killing all the pandas. Of course, his parents are horrified and they banish him. Shen leaves, vowing to return and make all of China bow to him. Transitioning to the current time period, we find Po stuffing his face full of food, but is then summoned before Shifu, hoping to teach him one of Master Uwei's final teachings. Shifu does some weird magical wumbo jumbo with a droplet of water and tells Po he is able to do it with inner peace. He then starts teleporting, which I very much don't like. Then Shifu tells Po there are two ways to find inner peace.
Some choose to meditate for 50 years in a cave just like this, without the slightest taste of food or water.
Or through pain and suffering. Shifu then tries to explain more, but Po is called away to deal with bandits.
My fist hungers for justice. That was my fist.
This fight is awesome. It shows how well the five and Po work together and displays all of their unique abilities. Our heroes absolutely destroy these guys till the captain attacks Po, who gets stunned by a flashback. Appearing to show him his mother, he then gets hit in the face and is unable to capture the wolf captain. After the fight, Po goes to question his dad about where he came from, and Mr. Ping tells Po that he's adopted, and he simply found him in a radish box and decided to raise him. Po is told everything that his dad knows, but is left with more questions than answers. We cut back to Gongmen City, where Lord Shen walks right into the palace courtyard like a boss, where Master Ox and Croc are training with Master Rhino. Shen demands they leave his home, and thus prompts Master Ox and Croc to take him on. But Lord Shen is a menace. He fights them both off at once, and then Master Rhino comes in, and it becomes clear that no one is messing with Master Rhino. He clearly is the best fighter here. Master Rhino says that Shen is no match for their kung fu.
I agree, but this is.
Well, that's not good. Shifu tells everyone that Master Rhino is dead, and that Lord Shen must be stopped and brought to justice. So our heroes set out to destroy the weapon and to stop Lord Shen. I love the description of the weapon. It makes it sound so terrifying.
Lord Shen has created a weapon, one that breathes fire and spits metal.
Lord Shen removes his father's throne and replaces it with his weapon. He then antagonizes the soothsayer who prophesied his demise and asks for his fortune to be told. After a bit of trolling, the soothsayer again prophesies his destruction by a warrior of black and white.
That's impossible, and you know it.
But then his captain comes in and tells Shen about the panda he fought, who, and I quote, fights like a demon. The fear in Shen's eyes is striking. He is furious about this panda and demands that they capture him, and tells the soothsayer he will kill him to undermine the prophecy. Po and the five now have made it into Gongmen City and sneak their way into and out of the jail, but they are finally captured right out front of the palace courtyard. They are then taken to see Shen. Due to some smart thinking by Po, they escape from their shackles and destroy the weapon, and it looks like Shen's gonna be taken down really quickly. But while Po and Shen are fighting, Po sees another flashback and realizes Shen is a part of his history.
You were there.
Yes, I was.
The pause allows Shen to escape, and then the tower is fired upon by many more cannons. Our heroes are barely able to escape and end back in the prison discussing their next move. Tigress wants to know what happened, but Po isn't telling. Tigress tells Po he can stay back till they stop Shen, and eventually, Po tells the five what's going on. Tigress is understanding, but still tells Po to stay back. Of course, he doesn't do that though. Po sneaks into Shen's factory while the five were planning to blow it up. You know, like any respectful Kung Fu master would. When the five see Po confronting Shen, they have to stop the explosion and then try to rescue Po. But they don't reach him fast enough. Shen blasts Po with another cannon, and he is blown away into the river. He floats along and is saved by the soothsayer. She tells Po that she saved him in order that he may fulfill his destiny. She tells Po about the genocide that Shen committed against the pandas, and Po remembers what happened that night. He has a very hard time not wanting to remember what happened, but he walks outside and begins to mimic the moves Shifu showed him earlier, and he begins to do some magical water bending while remembering his past. He then confidently leaves to confront Lord Shen. And he is super effective. Po shows up and frees the five, then is joined by Master Ox, Croc, and Shifu. They are wiping out Shen's army because Shen's men are refusing to fire the cannons on their own men.
Shen, fire at the fire! No.
Po recovers and is now standing alone between Shen's ships and the open water. Shen then tells his men to finish him. A cannon is fired and Po once again starts doing his inner peace dance and catches the cannonball. More shots are fired and Po manages to start knocking out Shen's navy. Shen is not relenting, and even as his entire army gets taken down right before his eyes. The final shot is fired and Po takes it and throws it back at Lord Shen's final ship. Everything is destroyed, and Shen is alone, defeated before Po. Shen again will not surrender and fights to the end, eventually cutting the ropes that support the destroyed cannon, which falls on top of him. Everyone celebrates in Gunman City, and Po returns to his father's shop and tells him he knows who he is.
I'm your son.
We then are shown many miles away. Po's biological father is alive, and so is a whole village of pandas, which is absolute crap. It completely undermines Shen's reputation. The one panda we see him directly come into contact with got away. How are you so confident you killed all of the pandas if you know for sure one got away? Oh well, what about the rest of the plot? Honestly, everything else is brilliant. At the beginning of the film, Po is living his dream from the first film. He is fighting side by side with the Furious Five and saving his village. But the film brings in this emotional conflict that is deeply connected to the antagonist. Po is a master who doesn't have to improve his kung fu fighting, but instead he has to confront his past and accept the reality of his life story. It's quite brilliant. The biggest praise I can give the plot is the prophecy narrative. Throughout the whole film, we are told about the prophecy that Lord Shen will be defeated by a warrior of black and white. Some people don't like prophecies in stories because it sometimes spoils the story or makes the outcome too predictable, but there is no need for that criticism here, because everyone in the film is wrong about the prophecy. Lord Shen tries to kill all the pandas to stop the prophecy, and the soothsayer lies to Po and says that his destiny is to defeat Shen. But they're all wrong. There is another character in this film who is black and white. You know who that is? It's Lord Shen himself. The film continues to give him opportunities to surrender, and he doubles down and repeatedly seals his fate, leaving him to be the one who ends himself. This film has the best prophecy mechanics, because there's certainty in the prophecy, but it's all misdirected. It balances the line perfectly between characters believing in it and believing they can avoid it. It allows for open interpretations of who it can be and what the term defeated even means. Po defeated Shen's army, but Shen defeated Shen. There are problems though. I mentioned my grievances about Po's father surviving with many other pandas. I also don't like Shifu being able to teleport, and I especially don't like how Poe's catching the cannonballs was treated. It was played for a few jokes, and I wanted it to be played much more seriously. I'm all for more magic fighting abilities in these movies, but these are not the kind I wanted to see. I could complain a bit more, but not without getting hyper specific about individual lines. This plot is amazing, and it will be getting an 8 out of 10 from me. Let's move on to the characters and themes. The Furious Five don't get much, with the exception of Tigress. If you remember in the first film, she was particularly mad that Poe was chosen to be the Dragon Warrior, but by the end of the movie, she bows to Poe in respect. Here, she makes an effort to reach out to Poe when he is obviously dealing with something. She tries her best to be sympathetic and friendly to Poe. During the first fight with Shen, after Poe has been stunned and lets Shen escape, she immediately takes charge again. She knows Poe needs to be dealt with. The conversation they have in the prison is also very powerful. She takes charge and essentially orders Poe to stay behind because he is obviously not fine. And when he tries to get past her, she easily lets him know that she could beat him, at least with how he is right now. If you'll remember in the first movie, Poe fights all of the Furious Five except Tigress, and I love how this film continues with showing her to be such a force to be reckoned with. She steps up when she needs to, while still trying to help Poe through his situation. Mr. Ping only gets 3 scenes in the whole movie. We see him tell Poe that he's adopted, and we see how much of his life and hope he puts into Poe. Outwardly, his shop is all about the Dragon Warrior, and inwardly, Poe has made such a difference on his life. Raising Poe as a son has changed his life in immeasurable ways. He's emotionally attached to Poe, and seeing him ask all these questions about his life and family makes him doubt his value to Poe. You might expect the film to deal with valuing an adopted son as your own, which it does, but it goes further and gives Mr. Ping issues with valuing himself as an adopted father. He wants Poe to know how much he means to him, and Poe's line at the end of the movie can bring you to tears.
I know who I am.
You do?
I'm your son.
Poe's struggle in this film is beautiful. This isn't simply a film where Poe learns a new move or power that lets him take down the villain. Instead, Poe deals with emotional pain caused by Shen, and then in turn, tries to help his enemy. During Poe and Shen's final battle, Poe says scars heal. But Shen is correct, scars don't heal, they fade, but they remain. Yet Poe has found peace, and tells Shen he needs to do the same. This is the kind of character journey almost no child watching will understand fully. But this kind of character writing is fantastic. We need more movies like this. Lord Shen is freaking awesome. The way he treats everyone tells you exactly how confident he is with his plan.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Now we've got the pleasantries out of the way, please leave my house.
It seems your fortune-telling skills are not as good as you thought.
We shall see, Shen.
Oh, you shall see, old goat.
You want to see? It's a gift. Oh, it's your parting gift, in that it will part you. Part of you here, part of you there, and part of you way over there, staining the wall.
He fights Kung Fu masters by himself confidently. He keeps the soothsayer around just to prove her wrong. And he laughs at Poe when he meets him. He is so full of himself, when he gets the opportunity to let go of the past, he continuously refuses in order to see his plans for the future fulfilled.
The dead exist in the past, and I must attend to the future.
He refuses to accept that his parents loved him. He refuses to face justice for his crimes, and he refuses to give up when he's lost everything. And he chooses to end himself instead of letting him heal. It's an ending that both serves as tragic and rewarding for the audience, because evil has been defeated. However, there could have been a better way for Shen if he had only let it happen. I have no criticism for the themes of this movie. 9 out of 10. I would not change a thing. Characters is also getting a 9 out of 10, because the only thing I would change is a bit of the Furious 5 and Shifu stuff, but everything else is near perfection. Because I'm a super nerd, I listened to the audio commentary from the movie, and the director, Jennifer Yen Nelson, and the others could not stop referencing the first movie. They constantly were saying things like, this was a fleshed out idea we couldn't fit into the first movie. This is a reference to the first movie. This is a character we had planned for the first movie. And you know what? It shows. This movie is a sequel that honors the first film a lot. I personally think the first film is slightly better, but I know many people disagree with me, and I completely understand. This movie hits very hard and accomplishes a lot. It is going to be getting the highest score of any film I've reviewed thus far on the channel. It will be getting a peaceful 9 out of 10. And now that we've reached inner peace about Kung Fu Panda 2, come watch me absolutely lose it over Kung Fu Panda 4, which is DreamWorks' worst movie I've ever seen. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see all of you subscribers later.
And I'm at peace with, really, it's fine.
You don't sound fine.
You don't sound fine.
What's in the box?
Really, it's fine.